All right.
Okay. Let's have David drive. Do you have access? You have access to this site, right?
Want me to send you the link real quick?
Yeah.
Put it in the chat.
Okay. Oh, in the chat. Can you send it in an email?
Yeah.
When I open a link from a chat, Google messes it up. It asks me.
Okay, no problem. Okay, just send it.
Okay. Come up shortly here.
So I've loaded everything into this course except for the lectures. I've even loaded the assignments, but they're still hidden. You won't see them.
Oh,
Because,
okay.
but you'll see that the weekly lessons, the instructions and the resources are there. And Abby, David and I talked about where would be the best place to put these, the voice thread. And we thought rather than in resources and lecture notes, we would put it in activities because it's more interactive. So that's where we thought we'd place it.
Yeah.
Once we figure out where to get, how to load this thing.
How to hook it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say
I have it.
tell the students that it's the lecture and the activity so that
Yeah,
they're not,
I mean, I was going to experiment with trying to rename it, but I haven't.
yeah.
Because we have like, I built out the checklist and we called it post an initial response in the VT lecture and experience forum. So I might try to rename it, but I, couldn't do that until I actually had it in there. So
Yeah, let's just do one because this is the master. So David, go ahead and share your screen
Okay.
and I'll walk you through it.
So let's see, where did it go? There it is. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to go to the place in the course we want to put the first one. So I'm guessing week 1.
Yep. Okay.
Mhm.
I've got to tell you too, I don't mean to, not bragging, but I have really gotten into this course. One of the more interesting things I've done in the past, several years at Antioch for me personally. So
oh, great.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. So let's scroll down to that activities section.
okay.
Yeah, and click the little plus sign down here.
Yep.
Okay, you're going to pick
That external tool over on the.
yes, we were in the way. Thank you. Add external tool.
Oh, there we go.
I'm just watching your screen.
Every time in Zoom. Okay, and VoiceThread is the last one.
Okay.
Okay, so the tool description is what's going to show beneath the tool. So you can leave it as VoiceThread as if you want to, or you can change it. Or you could leave it for now, see what it looks like, and then edit it. I don't really think it matters. The only thing you have to add is the tool title. So I would make this like week 1 VT or whatever you and Patty agree on that's going to match the checklist.
Okay.
And
Well,
we can always change this later.
okay. So shall I just say week 1 presentation?
Yeah, just put that in for now, David, and I might go in and just rename it.
Okay.
So that it matches what we put in the checklist. So that's fine.
Okay, so you don't have to do anything else. You can click save down here.
Okay.
And this is going to refresh. And what it's done, if you scroll down a tiny,
Yep. There it is.
it's created, yep, a VoiceThread link. So Patty, for your purposes, we might want to reorder this so that it's right below activities or whatever you want, but that's basically how you would put it in there. Now
Okay.
this is the part that only David can do. So, and see how it says voice thread here. So it could say something else. So go ahead and click on that link that you've just made for me, David.
All right.
Okay, so this is going to take us into VoiceThread itself. And this is, you're going to see the first time. So you just need to put in your first and last name and your Antioch email.
Oops. Yeah, that's how it goes. Okay.
That's okay. And go ahead and click submit. Okay. So this is the part where we have some decisions to make because you have 4 options here. So course view is going to take you into a special VoiceThread folder just for this course. So you can kind of think of it like a Google Drive that only the students in this course and you have access to. VT homepage is going to take you to each individual user's VoiceThread homepage. There's almost never a reason to use this one because it gets confusing, because if the student is in 3 different classes with VoiceThread, or if you're using VoiceThread in all of your classes, first of all, you're all seeing a different thing. And second of all, everything's all jumbled up together. The most common ones are individual VoiceThread and assignment builder. Personally, and this is where it becomes a preference thing, and maybe we can play with them a couple times and see what we like. I like individual VoiceThread because I don't like VoiceThread's grading interface. But assignment builder is going to give you some more options. And then it will bring you as the teacher to a grading window. And we can look at this stuff. We can set up a couple different VoiceThreads and look at them if we want to see how they would be different. Basically, the difference is individual VoiceThread is going to link you to one specific VoiceThread. So in this case, your week 1 lecture and discussion.
Right.
Assignment builder, if you were to click on that, is going to give you a few other options. I believe there are 3 or 4. I never use it, so I never remember. They are things like create a VoiceThread, comment on a VoiceThread, watch a VoiceThread, things of that nature. Generally, I like to use this one if I'm asking students to make their own VoiceThread, because the way it looks to students is the simplest. But for what you're doing, I would do individual VoiceThread. And we can make 2 links and play with them if we want to, again, but for now, let's just click on individual VoiceThread.
All right. I appreciate hearing the background though of the options, so that's good.
Right. So if you scroll up, so okay, if you had VoiceThreads, they would show up here. You don't, that's okay, because there's this create new VoiceThread button. So let's click on that. And this is going to walk us through the steps of creating a VoiceThread. So if you scroll down, it's got this big add media or drop files here. So that's where you're going to put your PowerPoint slides. So you can either click on that or drag and drop your PowerPoint into there. So you want to do my computer? Yep.
Bear with me a second while I find it. Let's see, H.
Okay, and so if you scroll up a little bit, the title is going to be the title of your VoiceThread. So generally for myself, I would again name it week 1 or, you know, the topic or whatever makes sense to you. You don't necessarily need a description or tags. Hover or click on playback options for me. So this is where we've got some settings that we might want to consider. So for example, there's allow commenters to add slides to this VoiceThread. So sometimes faculty will say, you know, make a PDF or something and put it on this VoiceThread. You could do that here. Enable comment moderation. This, I believe it was us, we talked about that kind of quizzing feature. So what this is going to do is it's going to let the students post a comment, but no one else can see that comment until you go in and moderate and approve it, which you never actually have to do. So if you want answers to be secret, you could do enable comment moderation, just watch them score students and then never actually post the comments.
I see. Well, I foresee this being an open discussion, particularly in the first week, but
Right.
probably throughout, so.
So you can just, for the most part, leave these. I just like to point this out because they're kind of useful. Sometimes people like to click this one if they're worried about things. You can just prevent them from deleting something if you want to keep it for whatever reason.
Oh.
I like the limiting personally.
Yep.
So my usual strategy would be to come up as a class community for how long comments can be. The thing with this is if you were to actually record for an hour, it's going to hard stop. So the program will just stop recording after an hour. So usually what I'll do is, let's say that I've decided that 7 minutes is how the max long a comment should be. I would actually set this to more like 10.
Okay.
Just so that it's not like, but you're done, you know?
Right, right. 10 sounds generous.
10 is generous, but, and you can play with this if you want. I just like to point out where this feature lives.
Right.
Abby, I have a like when you say, I mean, should David, post an announcement this first week or something and tell students, or, you know, I saw your student guide, which I thought I would put in the course, so students kind of knew what they were going to do. And so I was going to post that in the readings and resources part of our course. But should we maybe add that to it? You know, David, this is just something for you to consider right now, because if we really don't want somebody to be extremely verbose, you know, or you know, go on for 10 minutes, then we may want to say, oh, you're able to post for 5 minutes maximum, and then we'll leave it open for 7 or something.
Yeah. I know when I used Flipgrid, I was very limiting with it. They have presets of 3, 5, or 10 minutes, and I use the 3-minute setting. It may be just a little too short for some in this case. Why don't we say 5? My printer is suddenly printing stuff. Didn't print all morning, but it is now. Okay. Okay, so Abby, unless you think that's just not prudent, can I go down to 5?
I think 5 is fine. I agree with Patty that we should tell students how long they have.
Yeah.
And mostly I'm showing this to you, sorry, so that you know where it lives.
Right. Okay.
You don't have to do it at all if you don't want to. You could verbally tell them that they are 5 minutes and then not actually set this. You know, but I do like to just point out where that option is.
Right. Now, sorry, these are all questions out of ignorance today. So this doesn't limit me in the presentation to 5 minutes, right? Oh, it does?
Yes.
Oh, well.
I believe it does, because it's each comment, including yours. So
I'm a comment. Okay.
Well, we could also see if we could fool it. So you could leave this turned off for now and just uncheck that box.
Yeah.
And then leave your comment and then come in and change the options and see if it'll let you do that.
Okay.
Or again, you can just tell them.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the limiting.
Please limit your remarks to
right.
X minutes. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Patty, help me remember that, and then we'll.
Yeah. I will. I mean, I'm trying to make some notes here because this is, of course, my first experience with this too. And again, I want to let the students know how to work with it also. And Abby
Sure.
kindly created a guide for students, and that might be a good place to put that for your particular course, is you will be limited to 5 minutes for your comments. Your video comments, because it's only video, correct?
It's
That they're
video
limited.
and audio.
Oh, audio, yeah, of course.
And the
Okay.
text ones assume a reading speed. So I've never seen one of those longer than like 1 minute tops.
Okay. Right.
Personally, I would just think about it. You could bake it into the rubric and not actually have to change the setting.
Yeah,
So you could say, you know, like comments should be between, I don't know, 3 and 5 minutes. And then if they go over, just take off points, or, you know, or like they don't get full credit or whatever.
sure.
You don't
Right.
have to use the setting, right? And also what we can do is, Patty, you could make a copy or copy and paste my guide, because I really wanted it to be as generic as possible, and we can tweak it for anything that's specific to David's class.
Yeah, I've already downloaded it for my, for his
Perfect.
class, so I could edit it. In fact, I don't think I have editing privileges in for anyway, so I had to download it.
Yeah, it's fine, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's
Okay.
good.
And then the last thing I want to point out, just because we're recording and this is for all of our edification, if you were teaching some type of presentation class, you can automatically do like Pecha Kucha or Ignite. That's for student recording. So if you wanted to give them that style of presentation, you've been teaching them about it, it'll automatically go through the slides at that speed.
Okay.
And the other thing we can do is save these settings as default.
Right.
We haven't really changed anything, so we don't need to, but let's say in the future you did decide that you wanted to limit, you could save that as then the default setting.
I see.
The other thing you can do is choose to disallow certain comment methods. I've never done this because I find that students like the flexibility. But if, for example, you had, maybe this is a speech and debate class and you really want them to use a webcam, you could disallow, you know, anything other than webcam, for example.
I see. Okay.
But that's also something I would put in the instructions,
Yeah,
that you've disallowed it for the purposes of the assignment.
right.
Okay.
Well, for another class, that actually might be pertinent, because in the fundraising class that I'm teaching this fall, Patty, you know, I'm thinking maybe I can use this in that also. And the students have a presentation to do in that. So, well, let's not confuse matters now, but anyway, I'm just thinking ahead.
Right.
Yeah,
That's,
well,
yeah, I just kind of wanted to provide that information.
Sure. Okay, so I hit save.
Yes. Sorry, Patty, I didn't mean to talk over you. Okay. So while we played with those settings, your PowerPoint has loaded in here so we can see all the slides. I'm going to actually instruct you to kind of disregard the suggested steps. So VoiceThread up here is saying that your process should be 1, add media, 2, comment, 3, share with class. I find that it is easiest to share with class first, because this option gets lost if you start commenting. So we're going to click on share with class.
Okay.
And this is going to give us those options again. Well, some of them. So it's going to say, here's our presentation created by you. There's a blue share with class button over here. And in the future, we can click make a new copy to share because of FERPA, and that one we can clean all the comments except for yours. Again, I'm just saying this because Patty's recording it. For now, we're going to click share with class. Okay, so we don't click this. It doesn't work for some reason. So we're going to scroll up to the top.
All right.
And we're going to click this little refresh guy. And now here are our slides. Here is our presentation. And if you scroll down, keep going. Okay, here's your comment button. So if you click on that,
Yep.
those are your 5 options. So you've got text, you've got call my phone and I'll record an audio comment. You've got regular audio comment, webcam, and upload.
Okay. So if I wanted to just have the students see the slides, I would press the microphone icon and just do my voiceover narration, basically.
You could, but the box is adjustable and it usually is only about like this big, maybe.
Uh-huh.
So I personally will do face because I'm never seeing them when I'm teaching completely asynchronously, just so they can see me and see
Yeah,
my
sure.
questions and
Yeah.
whatever. And the box can be very tiny, or it's got one of those like these things in the corner that you can click and kind of drag to make it bigger.
Oh, uh-huh.
So,
Okay.
you know, I kind of leave it up to them to choose. And
Right.
I generally try to put the content on my slides like over here-ish, which it usually is anyway. I've never found that my face covers up the content in VoiceThread.
Right. Well, that was really my only concern about that. Otherwise, I agree. I think it's just a little more personal if they not only hear my voice, but see my face while I'm talking. So,
Right. And it also models for them that you want to see their faces too.
yes, right. Yeah.
So you can go ahead and click on that record a video comment. We can fool with it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, click OK. I always forget this. All right. So what you want to do is you want to scroll up.
Uh-huh. Why is that not going up? Let's see.
There we go. And you want to open it in a new tab. And Patty, there's a way to make the link auto do that in Sakai. And that's in my faculty instructions. I forgot to do it.
Okay.
So we're gonna, yep, perfect, great. Okay, this should let us record if we try. For some reason, Sakai doesn't like it in thing and it wants it to be in a new tab. So go ahead and click on comment again.
Okay, down here.
Yep, and then your little webcam. Yep, and yep, whichever one is the right one.
Okay.
The correct one, I should say.
I don't think it'll matter, but
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay, try clicking open in a new tab. It doesn't do this for me. What browser is this? Chrome?
Chrome. No, it's Mozilla Firefox.
Oh, let's try it one more time and maybe Chrome would be happier. I use Firefox too, though, and I don't think I've had a problem. Say hello. Access to your microphone. Hold on. Hit cancel on this.
Okay.
Try it one more time because it is asking about the microphone and it should have access.
Is it because I'm in Zoom, maybe?
I've been able to demonstrate it in Zoom, so I don't think so.
Okay.
And technically it's got access to your microphone, so I'm not sure. This is a browser thing. And we might need to bring in VoiceThread on this because they know better than me.
Uh-huh.
But try it one more time because I want to look at that pop-up again.
Okay, sure.
Because see, it's already got the microphone. Like it thinks it's got. Wait,
Yeah.
click on this. Click on the down-facing arrow.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Try the other one just for fun.
Okay.
Yep, okay.
That was it.
So it's the wrong camera because this is not you, right? But you're currently recording, which we know because it says so down here.
Oh, okay.
This pencil, if you click on that.
Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, it's got the camera going the other direction. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's in me. Okay.
I don't know why. I would say talk to VoiceThread themselves and see why it likes the one camera and not the other one. But these pencils, you could pick a color and annotate one of them. The fade setting decides whether or not those drawings eventually fade. So like you could, circle and annotate like I'm doing. You don't have to, it's just there. And then these buttons would move you through the slides. So if you wanted to go to the next slide and keep talking, you could do that. It's going to whoosh over and then go to the next slide, so on and so forth. And then when you're all done, you would click stop recording down there.
Okay.
And it's going to take a second, and then it would give you a preview of what you've done. At which point you could click on record more if you wanted to. Or you could click save or cancel if you like it.
Should
I would say
I
cancel because this is a mess. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and if you'd saved it, it would show up over here. And that's basically it.
Abby, I'm wondering, you know, David, do you want to maybe experiment with this? And then let us know what happens. I mean, because I'm wondering if you're maybe correct a little bit in that maybe it's not working as well because you're also sharing your audio and using your microphone. You know, I'm sort of concerned about that. And so I thought, well, maybe once we get off, you could experiment with it and let us know what happened.
Right.
Would that be okay for you?
That sounds like a good plan, actually.
Yeah.
Tinker with trying, you know, Chrome or some other browser if that seems to be a problem. Yeah, I'll get myself off of Zoom. I'll maybe switch browsers and.
Yeah, play with it a little bit. And
Practice.
Abby, you said something about, like you mentioned that something about opening the tab up. Could you just review that again? Because I don't recall that from your guide.
Yeah, yep. David, could you go back to the Sakai tab, please, right here?
Okay. Where is it?
Way up here. Well, it says Antioch University.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so for some reason, Sakai doesn't like letting people record in the voice thread like this. So you either need to click on open in a new tab, or you need to set the voice thread to automatically open in a new tab. So David, if you could go back to week 1 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, just click on that. Yep. And then scroll down. And this is something that Jenny and Patty will have to do. Just hover over this voice thread for me. Okay, and click the little edit button. And then go under display options, please. The first, yep. We want to do open a new window, the top one.
Okay.
And then scroll down and click update item.
So now it'll automatically do that.
Right.
Okay, that's cool.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
And Patty, if you want, now that I'm looking at this and thinking about it specifically with the AUO context, I can make a different guide for Jenny and for AUO faculty.
Yeah. Well, I was going to look at it again once we were done, because I thought, okay, it's going to be a little bit different because, you know, we're sort of, the course is already kind of built, or we may have already, you know, started on the course. So, but I can look at it too, but it'd be great if you could, because I think you're probably more familiar with the settings that David or anyone else will need when they try to do this. You know,
Right.
put number 1, talk to Patty or Jenny or something. You don't,
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't want anyone to ever have to do this the first time by themselves, even
Right.
with a guide. It's,
Right.
I mean, I'm sitting here going, oh, you know.
Right.
I mean, so I would like to be able to walk my instructors through this, because at least the first time, because it is a bit intimidating. So
Right.
yeah, that would
Right.
be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so David, Do you
So-
want to play with it and then let us know how things go for you? And then we can meet again if there are any problems. And do you, you said in case he cannot get the microphone video working properly, is there, you says a contact voice thread. Do you have, or shall I think you have that link in the instructor resources or the instructor guide?
There is, I believe it's also just support@vt.com.
Okay.
I
Do you
believe.
have- Yeah,
Um,
okay. And then David, if you need that, you can contact me and I'll send it again to you, okay?
Okay, sure. Could we just take a, oh, there goes the printer again. Could we,
Things are working that we don't want to work and other things are not working. It's crazy.
yes, when I needed the printout earlier today, it was not happening. It works on its own time frame. So could we just rehearse kind of quickly the steps? So I start with adding an external tool in Sakai, and I choose VoiceThread.
yes.
Then what from there?
Hold on, I'm trying to find the VoiceThread email while I do this. So actually, what I would do, okay, it is support@voicethread.com. All right, so,
Okay.
and I'm gonna put that in the chat for you.
Well, okay,
So
thanks.
backing up, because this is our first thought about doing this with AUO.
Uh-huh.
What I'm actually gonna say is, in the perfect world, sorry, I'm fiddling with Zoom. In the perfect world, this would exist for you. But backing up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna click the plus button down here.
Yep.
Well, Abby, not to make things, I could theoretically set all these up for David.
So I wanted you to stay on to say this. So you can make these, but David has to be the one to click on it because it's taking his account.
Right. I could do the first part.
Right.
You're
So
the
you could
person
do
who's
this
gonna-
part we're doing right here. Yeah.
Okay.
So you would do add external tool,
Yep.
and then you're going to pick VoiceThread, which is the last one on the list.
Yep.
And then you're going to give it its tool title. So, you know, week 1 discussion, practice VoiceThread, whatever you want to call it.
Call it practice. Okay.
Scroll down for me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All the way. And then click save.
Okay.
And then it's going to refresh and bring you back to the link. Patty, this is where you would edit it and do the new window.
Okay.
So you would hover over it, the new one,
Yep.
click the little pencil. And then it was under display option.
Okay.
And it was open in new window, the top one. And then click update item.
Okay.
And now David, you can click on the VoiceThread you've just made.
Okay.
It's going to take you into the tool in a new window. And then you've got your 4 options again.
And we're gonna go with this for now, right?
Yes.
Individual voice. Okay.
So we see your week 1 presentation.
Because he's already created that. Yep. So that
Right.
one's there, or you could make a new one.
Okay. Create a new one.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, David, is
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in here and I'm going to make that for you, for all of the
Oh,
courses.
okay.
I mean, you did it for week 1, so I don't have to create it for week 1, but I'll do it for weeks 2 through 7. And then that way it's there for you to just start uploading your media and get started.
Gotcha. Okay.
Maybe that'll make it a little, and it'll give me some practice too.
Sure. Okay. Well, yeah, if you have time, that'll be great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do it right after we get off the call, and then
Okay.
that way I won't forget.
Right.
But yeah, and I gotta figure out, I'm hardly, in the past few months, I've been loading some of the course content, and I'm always somewhat fearful that I'm going to do something incorrect, but more practice, the better. So, yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
okay. About week 1, that point that's in there now is practice session though, right? So I need to
We can delete it.
delete
I
it.
would, I mean, you can leave the voice. Well, okay, first of all, this is the master. So the thing with copying courses in VoiceThread is it's going to, could you click back into Sakai for me, just so we have a visual?
Yeah. Yep.
So when Jenny or whomever copies the course into the actual one that you're teaching out of,
Yeah.
these are gonna come over, but not the voice threads.
Oh,
The
okay.
voice
Really?
threads will live separately in VoiceThread, but because of FERPA, that link will get broken.
Oh,
So you can, if you want to, practice in here. You can record them for real because VoiceThread will save them. But once you get into the teaching, so that's what I would suggest you do, right? But they're gonna live under your account. And then once you actually go into the course, you'll put them in there and you're gonna follow the same procedure.
Okay, so if that is correct, I mean, if I'm hearing you correctly, because I don't know that I am, of course, my dog is in the background. Then I really shouldn't set these all up in the master because they aren't gonna roll over.
No, you should, because the part that you can do is what's gonna roll over.
That's gonna roll over, but each time David teaches, he's gonna have to upload that. I mean, his voice thread is still in his account. He's just gonna have to put it into the course. Okay,
Right.
that makes
My
it
dog's
a lot
barking.
easier. You don't have to start from scratch. I mean,
No.
I'm trying to like figure this out, but yeah, okay. So your voice
Okay.
threads will exist. This will exist, but you have to just connect them again.
Right.
So
Right.
let me see if I can repeat that back to see if I understand it. So when I get the course itself, it'll show this because Patty's done this. But then I go into VoiceThread and I choose which pre-recorded presentation I want to have there.
Mhm.
Or I record a new presentation, one or the other.
Right. So let's practice. So click on your practice one, the bottom one,
Yep,
because that has nothing tied to it right now. I
right.
don't think.
No,
So we'll do individual voice thread just for the sake of example when this
Okay.
comes up. Yep. So what you would do is every voice thread you've ever made will show up here, right? Right now you've only got one. That's fine.
Yep.
So click on that one, but don't click anything else.
okay.
So that's where this make a new copy to share comes in. So click on that for me.
Mhm.
So personally, what I do, you can do whatever makes sense. I change this name to like week 1 presentation fall 21 or whatever version this is. And
Yeah,
then
okay.
down here, my dog might lose his mind, I'm sorry. This one is usually the one I'll do because that's gonna take your lecture. Sorry, hold on. Okay, so that's going to include only the comments you left, and it's going to wipe the student ones for this copy.
Gotcha.
Usually that's what I'll do, especially if you're doing a longer lecture. And then whatever your practice is, so personally, I also reply to students. So then I would need to, that's still a comment I made. So I would need to go into this voice thread and delete those ones. But to me, that's easier than re-recording the lecture part.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, it is clear.
And you
Yeah.
could also do include no comments and re-record the lecture if you wanted to, but
Right.
usually this is the one that faculty like.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what I would likely prefer going forward. And I do comment. I have the same practice as you do. I comment a fair amount. So I'll just have to remember to delete those in a new course.
And I'm gonna write up a guide for all this stuff, Patty. But that would be how you would do it
Thanks.
when the actual teaching shell is done. You would just make a copy, or, you know, if it's the first time, you don't need to make a copy because there's nothing on there but you know, but.
Yeah, right.
So now you've got two, you've got one, you've got copy, and then you would click share with class.
Okay. And is there a way to actually delete these?
Yes, once you're in VoiceThread. So you're kind of in like a limbo right now because you're in the middle of a menu. So if you go ahead and click on share with class.
Okay.
And hit the refresh button up here. Once you're in VoiceThread and you have your name up here, you can click this little X.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to snap you into your VoiceThread home.
I've got to move you
Where
guys.
all your VoiceThreads live, and then you should be able to delete them.
Okay.
And there's also a help menu down here. So if you need help, that's where that lives.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay.
Well, why don't we see his,
I
just
don't
hasn't
know.
loaded yet? That's
Click on
weird.
browse. I'm actually not sure. That's weird. Click on the little arrow next to your name over here. Yep, that one.
Here? Your pictures are there. Let's see. Oh, wait.
Switch us over, yeah.
Gotta get you out of there for a second. I'm trying to move you out, Abby.
If you click and drag, it should, or was it side by side mode? What's it look like?
It's the three of us in a column.
Okay, you should be able to click and drag on.
There it is. Okay.
There you go. Okay.
Okay. And what am I doing here?
Clicking on that, yep. Click
My
on. Sure. I'm gonna have to look it up. There is a way to delete them. I don't know.
Okay. Well, it's not a big deal. I just.
This isn't it. I don't know where it's at.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's weird that we don't see them.
This is what's confusing me because he's
Yeah.
created two threads technically.
Well, maybe
Right.
should we just refresh or something? Would that help?
Maybe when you go into play, they'll be there. I honestly don't know.
Bizarre. Okay, well, that's something else for you to watch for when
Yeah.
you get out of this.
No recent activity.
That would be like comments.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that would be if like students had left a comment, you could see that.
I see. All right.
Maybe this, I don't know, maybe it'll be interesting once we get off and then you go back in and see if that appears, because maybe there's just a
I think they
delay.
might, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be. It could be that you have to.
I mean, yeah, you might also try closing all these VoiceThread tabs up here.
Where are you?
Top of the page.
Oh, there.
You're
Okay.
pretty speedy with these drawing tools. I'm impressed.
A
Yeah.
lot of practice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So click these little X's.
No, that's not it.
No, it's okay though.
Next one
So you-
over.
Yep, go to the next one over.
Yeah, the Zoom.
Oh, the stuff's in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
and click the little X on that guy. Right here.
Where are you?
Up here, there's a tiny little X. That's a bad arrow, I'm sorry.
Yeah, see, that's the Zoom icons are covering that for me.
Oh, if you,
Sometimes
Okay.
it'll bring it- Yeah.
we
well,
won't worry about it then. You
Yeah.
can just stop sharing or
Close out
whatever.
of that and then we'll see whether or not
Stop sharing?
Yeah, for
Okay.
now, and then you could
Okay.
you could close them, or we could just wrap up for now. It's up to you and Patty.
Yeah, David, what I'm gonna do is when we're done with this record, I'm gonna send you the recording
Okay.
too, as, you know, help, if I'm gonna keep one for myself too, so I remember how to do all this. And then I'll send it to you also. And of course, you know, follow up with any questions. We can meet again, if you need to, that's fine, no problems. And I will go in and create these for you, so that will make it a
Okay.
bit easier for you to get in and upload your presentations.
Okay, great.
Okay?
Thank you for being the guinea pig.
Yes, yes, thank you so
Well,
much.
You two are very kind and very patient, so I'm glad to have been chosen by you two as your guinea pig.
I know, we really just we need that one person to come forward and try it. So, and then we're hoping, like you said, that, you know, we can get more people. Yay. You know, and we definitely are interested in what will happen after you teach out the course and see what your feelings are. If you liked it, didn't like it, if you felt that it was really helpful. Yeah, okay.
I have to tell you, you helped me impress my faculty colleagues. I mentioned in our last department meeting that I was doing this, and they go, "You?" I'm not really known for.
Oh, honestly, that's
Totally
not
adopted.
true. That's not true, David. You're experimenting with a lot of different things. I mean, just getting people to use Flipgrid is really difficult, but now I'm sort of like pushing a little bit more. You know, I have the instructions in the template now.
I saw.
I'm, you know, like, consider using this, and because it is a pretty easy tool, a tool that, you know, that you can kind of easily get your feet wet, you know.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Of the various things I've tried, that is definitely the easiest. So, like, push record. There you go. I mean, that's about it. So.
And I will say, once you get rolling with VoiceThread, it's simple. There's a lot of options for setup, and that's why it's kind of intimidating.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, so Patty, I will leave it to you to put the VoiceThread into the weeks. I'll start working on the rest of my PowerPoints, and I'll try uploading the first two and putting them into VoiceThread. And when I flop, I will get back to you two.
Sure. No problem.
How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, very good.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for meeting.
Patty,
Right.
hang out for a second.
Okay, I will.
All right. Really good to be with you two. I always enjoy it. I always learn something.
Likewise.